Okay. Hi, I'm Jennifer Anderson. It's Tuesday night, Rockstar Rally night, my favorite night of the week. And looking forward to spend it with all of you. But how excited are we because Christmas is in 3 days? Who's who's not ready? Oh my gosh. So many of you are way more ready than I thought. I thought everyone would be like, me, double hands. And so many of you are like, I'm so chill. I've been ready for weeks. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Um, Christmas, as you know, is my favorite time of year. So I'm just like perpetually happy around this time of year. Like, no matter what's happening, I'm like, it's all good. It's Christmas time. It's totally fine. I can handle it. Also, as you can see, I'm wearing a t-shirt today because it's like 70 degrees in South Carolina in December today. We took a walk outside with no coats, no hats, no nothing. Let me call out what's happening in the chat because you guys are telling me something good, which is how we start every Rockstar Rally. Sarah Barabee got level 2 for the incentive today. I'm so proud of you. And you're choosing Disney, right? Cool. I'll see you in Disney. Becca is ready to have this year end and start a better 2021. I hear you, girl. I feel like everyone is in that same room with you. Tina sold over 4K PRV for the first time ever, and in December. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Desiree Glidden earned her very first ever incentive, level 1, going to Disney. Can't wait to meet you. Congratulations. Morgan Reese is 20 PRV away from 2,500. You guys are putting up some insane numbers, especially for December. I'm like obsessed with all of this. So good. Amanda Place earned level 1 to Disney. That's her first incentive as well. So many good things. I'm so excited. I love you and I love celebrating you. Thanks for sharing something good. I know Tessa Snyder is super close to level 2. Look at her, she's doing this and she's like, oh my gosh, help. I know it's like so nerve-wracking. And so I don't even know what the date is. Oh my gosh, what do we have? 8 days left? You got this, no doubt. Lindsay T, girl, you crushed that PRV game. Let me tell you, sister, almost 6,000 PRV as of today. You are insane. You had a 10K PRV month. Like, what the hey? Freaking amazing. Amanda Halsey is almost to level 3. Amanda Halsey, hopefully going to Disney. Can't wait to see you and your girls. Christina Strickler, almost to her first 1K month. Get it, girl. So let me tell you, I wanted to actually share with you some incredible things because tonight I'm talking about like year end and like starting the new year and like, just where do we go? Like what do we do looking forward? And what I want to, oh yeah, and I know Aikila hit 2K for the first time ever in a December. Congratulations. December can be hard, you guys. Thanks, Aikila. I actually tried to not look crazy for a Rockstar Rally for the first time in a long time. So thanks. Also got new glasses so I can see you. Yay. Hopefully I won't lose these or Riley won't take them. But tonight we're talking about year end, new year, looking forward, like fresh starts. What does that mean for your business? What does that mean for your life? And I think a lot of times when we go into a new year, like we either have like a ton of hope for what can be, and like we set these big lofty goals and we make these big plans and we do really great for a few weeks and then kind of we're the same person that we were the entire 2020 or the entire 2019 or the entire 2018, because our habits haven't changed or our thoughts haven't changed or our mentality hasn't changed or our mindset hasn't changed, like all these things. And honestly, guys, like, rolling the clock over from like to January 1st, it's not like a magical thing. And I think we get wrapped up in this idea of like, oh my gosh, January 1st is so magical and everything's going to be better and my life is going to improve and I'm going to be a new person when I wake up and all my bad habits will be gone and all my new habits will be formed and all the good things I want to be. I'm just going to manifest all of that on January 1st. or January 2nd, for those of you who are still partying on January 1st, because we know that happens a lot, which is fine too. But the reality is, it's not a magic time clock. It's not a magic change. It's literally just another day. And if we don't make some foundational shifts, then this whole idea of new year, new me, new business, new life really just comes and goes. So when we're looking at 2021, I'm going to talk a little bit tonight about dreaming and thinking about who you want to be and what you want your business to look like. But I want to share this with you because I think so many times we sell ourselves short, or we think we can only accomplish this much, or this is a huge goal for me, and we say things like, oh, but for me, or for my life, or like, this is, you don't know what I have going on, so this is really big for me, and this is what I can do. I'm actually going to share with you what the top 10 people in our group, all of Radiant Rockstars, did for 2020. Okay. So the top 10 people in 2020 for this year have sold between like number 1 and number 10. The range is 49,849 to 68,700. For those are 10 different people, and that's their range. Okay. So those top 10 people sold between $50,000 and $69,000 each in 12 months. The top 10 recruiters sold, recruited between 15 people and 41 people during the calendar year. Those were our top 10 recruiters. And there were actually quite a few people who had 15, quite a few people who had 14, 13, 12, but the top 10 were 15 to 41. Do those numbers, like when I actually watched some of your faces when I said some of those numbers, and you were like, a lot of you did this, like, dang, that's a lot, or like, oh man, that's a lot of recruits, or well, that's a lot of Scentsy selling, and oh, that's not for me. I don't think I can do that. Like, I already saw you talking yourself out of achieving these kinds of things, right? And how many times do we do that? How many times do we sell ourselves short, or say that we're not capable, or like, this isn't for me, or like, this doesn't fit my life, or I'm not good at this? Well, I'm here to tell you that these top 10 people, first of all, are all extremely different and have incredibly different life circumstances. Some of them have kids, some of them have no kids. Some of them are married, some of them are not. Some of them have jobs, some of them don't. Jobs outside of Scentsy. Some of them have multiple children. Some of them gave birth during that year. Okay, there are lots of different variations in all of these incredible consultants in your top 10. And I promise you that all those top 10 people had major challenges to overcome, or major things in their life that they could have looked at and said, this is a reason that I can't be successful. This is a reason that I can't recruit 15 people. This is a reason that I can't recruit 41 people. I'm too busy. I got another job. I got kids. I'm trying to get my health under control. I can't recruit 40 people. They could have used all of those reasons in their life to say, oh, there's no way I can sell $50,000 this year. The difference between these top 10 people was not that their life is much different from yours, but that they simply chose to look at all of those reasons in their life that many people look at and say, this is a reason I can't. They looked at all those reasons and they said, this is a reason I must. That's the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. Successful people look at all of the things in their life, and rather than say, because of this, I can't, they say, because of this, I must. It's not because I have kids, I can't. It's because I have kids, I have to do this. Because I have kids, I have to do this for them. I have to do this for me. I have to do this so that I can have freedom. I have to do this so that they can go to whatever school they want to when they get older. Right? That's the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. It's all about how you look at, and I'm not even going to say problems in your life, or because those aren't problems. They're just situations. It's just things. It's the stuff that life is made of. But unsuccessful people look at the stuff that life is made of and they say, because of these things, I can't. But the reality is, it's because of those things they won't. Choice matters. Choice matters. And it's not that you can't, it's that you won't. So when we're thinking about 2021 and how we end 2020, we can have a completely different experience in 2021 if we want to. But in order for us to do that, or in order for us just to even get our mind right or get in the right mindset, here's what we have to do. We have to first take a self-eval of 2020. Okay. So you have to get serious. You have to get real. You have to look at what happened in 2020 in this year. And you have to ask yourself these questions. Okay. This is something that you can do right now. This is something that you can do post this call. You can do whatever, but you have to do an eval, because if you're unwilling to learn through what you've gone through, or like during these seasons, or learn like through your experiences, 2021 is going to look just like 2020, which looked a lot like 2019 and 2018 and 2017. You get the picture? You have to make changes here. In order for us to make changes, we have to do the self-eval. Please trust me, this is a really important part of it. So you want to ask yourself these questions. What did you do right in 2020? What did I do right? I want you to look at your business, look at what went right for you. What brought out the results that you wanted? What in your eyes made your business successful in 2020? You have to ask yourself this question: what could I have done better? What could I have done better in 2020? So the first question is, what did I do right? Okay. Second question is, what could I have done better? And this is not anybody else, this is just you and your business, okay? Third thing is, where did I not give it my all? And this is a question that takes full transparency and self-awareness, and this is a question that can be tough. Because a lot of times we like to deceive ourselves and be like, oh no, man, I gave it my all. When I bet you could have done more. And that's the last question you ask, is where could I have given more? Where could I have given more? When you are answering these questions, I want you to consider all of these areas, your business, okay? Specifically, we're talking about your Scentsy business. I want you to ask these questions and consider your relationships, friends, marriage, besties, siblings, parents, whatever is important to you, relationships. I want you to ask these questions in regards to your finances. I want you to ask these questions in regards to your faith. And then lastly, I want you to ask these questions in regards to your health. And your health is very multifaceted. That's mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. I want you to ask these questions in all of those areas. You have to do a very honest self-eval, because if you don't look at, what did I do right? What do I want to keep repeating? Where could I have given more? What could I have done better? If you don't even recognize or know these things, nothing will change next year. Nothing will be different. And honestly, guys, you've heard me say it before and it sounds harsh, but it's true. If you're not growing, you're dying. There is no middle ground. There is no just getting by or being stagnant or plateauing. You're either growing or you're dying. That's it. And so we don't want to go through 2021 dying. We want to grow. We want to be better. We want to get bigger. We want to give more. We want to do more. We want to love our business and our relationships and our health and our faith and our finances more, right? So after you ask all those questions, and after you've done this very honest, transparent self-eval, and you know what? If you please commit to me right now that you're going to tell yourself the truth. Okay? You have to tell yourself the truth, because you're not sending this to me. You're not sending this to someone else. Like, no one else is going to see it, but you got to be honest with yourself. That's where real growth happens. A lot of people lie to themselves. I've done it before. I've done it before. Please commit to me right now that you're going to be honest with yourself, because that's the only way you're going to grow. So after you've done that and you look at this big picture of 2020, what happened, then you need to think about this. How do you want 2021 to be different? Obviously, we all want COVID to not be around, right? We all want 2021 to be different in that regard. Seeing lots of I promises in the chats. Good. Thank you. How do you want 2021 to be different? And I genuinely want you to envision yourself getting to the end of 2021. I want you to envision yourself in December 2021. What do you want your business to look like? Your relationships, your health, your finances, your faith. What do you want these to look like? Who do you want to be? What do you want to give? Who do you want to be surrounded by? What do you want your health to look like? What do you want your finances to look like? Envision your future. Envision yourself getting to the end of the year and start painting a picture of really and truly what you want that to be. Okay? Now, you do a self-eval, you look at what's happened this year, you dream about the future, and I want you to dream bigger than you were probably dreaming pre this call, because I just shared with you actual legit numbers of actual legit people with actual legit real lives who totally crushed it. Okay? I want you to dream bigger than you were probably dreaming 30 minutes ago. So I want you to dream big and look at 2021. But here's the kicker, okay? How is this going to be different than every other year? How is this going to be different than every other new year, where you go in strong, you go in swinging, you set these big lofty goals, and you meal prep and you grocery shop healthy and you get organized again, and you pay money for the virtual workouts and you buy the weights and a cute yoga outfit, and you know, how is this year going to be different? Because I bet you did that in 2020 in January. And we're all rolling in pajamas and marshmallows right now. It's fine, okay? How is this year going to be different? How do you make it last? How do you make that fire that you have, that passion, that commitment, those ideas, how do you make it last? Here we go. 4 simple steps, okay? Number 1, you gotta get organized. Get organized, okay? Get your poop in a group, clean up your spaces, and get systems in place. You have heard me say it so many times till I'm blue in the face. Systems, systems, systems. Trust me, trust me, trust me from a girl who hated systems. Trust me from a girl who was like, no, systems are not my thing. They don't work for me. It doesn't work for my personality. It gives me anxiety. I don't like it. I used to say all those things. I used to do all those excuses. But then when your business grows and you have 3,700 people in your group and 70 something directors and over 100 frontline, you gotta have systems. You got to. You cannot do it without systems. And systems don't have to be complicated. They don't have to be crazy. They can be very simple, but you got to have systems. You got to get organized, and you got to clean up your space. Businesses do not thrive in chaos. You do not thrive in chaos. Trust me. Clutter confusion, disorganization, it brings anxiety. It does not serve you to have that in your life. Clean up your space. If you have an office space, clean it up. If your home is a mess, clean it up. If your car is a mess, clean it up. Get clean, get organized, poop in a group, get your systems in place. There are thousands of trainings on YouTube about systems you can use in your business. Find the ones that work for you and get them set up. Don't make it an excuse any longer. Don't say, I'm thinking about it, I'm trying, I'm hoping, I'm working on it, I'm getting it perfected. No, get it done. Okay? Number 2, goal set. Seems pretty simple, seems pretty logical, but sometimes we just have this dreams and these ideas of like what we want to end up 2021 to be like, but we don't actually set goals. We don't actually make solid plans. We don't actually write it down. We don't actually visualize that happening in our life and in our business. Goal set. They must be measurable and attainable. And it's okay to have big goals and big lofty goals and goals that scare you, but you also have to set small goals because of number 3. Number 3 is that you see, recognize, and reward progress. Hear me very clearly. Progress, not success, progress. Okay? Here's the reason I want you to see and recognize and reward progress. Because success, we all have different definitions of success, right? We all have different measures of success. It's very easy for us to look at our business and think that the only measurements of success are PRV, recruiting, and your title, right? Very easy for us to look at our business and think that because those are the things that stick out to us. So if your PRV isn't what you want it to be or doesn't look like someone else's, you might say, I'm not successful. You know what happens when you say you're not successful? You stop trying. You go into self-loathing. You go into this downward spiral. Recognizing and rewarding your progress is incredibly important to give you the mojo to keep going. Okay? It's so important that you reward yourself, but you can't reward yourself if you don't recognize it. Progress means that you're further along than when you started, or you're further along than you were at this time last year, or you're further along towards your ultimate goal. This is why your goals have to be measurable. When I say measurable, like, okay, so you might say, I want to have 25 recruits next year. Technically, it's measurable, but can you force anyone to join your team? Is that directly within your control? No. What is within your control and is measurable is how many times you present the opportunity for someone to join. And since we know that statistically you have to typically present 10 times, 11 times before someone joins, your goal, your measurable goal is actually 250 presentations, 250 conversations, 250 times that you ask someone to join your team. Does that make sense? Do you see how that is a measurable goal for you? If you're presenting 250 times and you're getting 25 recruits, that's amazing. If you're getting less than 25 recruits, then we start to look at and say, what's happening in the presentation? How can we fix this, right? But likely you're probably going to get more than 25 recruits if you present 250 times, just so you know. So your goals have to be measurable, and I do want you to set some small goals, because every time you achieve a goal, you recognize it and you reward yourself for that progress. It gives you the oomph that you need to go and tackle that next goal. If you set a goal that's too lofty or so big that you it's really not a great idea for you to set a goal of recruiting 25 people by January 30th if you have recruited 2 people in your entire career, right? If you set that goal, then you don't achieve it. What happens on January 30th when you've recruited 1 person? Oh my God, I suck. I cannot, this business isn't for me. Like, I can't do it. And then on February 1st, you're all of a sudden the same person that you were all of 2020, right? And your 2021 is completely derailed because you set a big lofty goal that wasn't achievable in the right time. So it's okay to set big lofty goals, and I want you to. You should set goals that scare you. You should set goals that make you go as you write them down. And if you don't have at least one goal that makes you go like as you write it, then that's like we need to get that. We need to get that on paper. We need to do that today for 2021. But I also need you to set goals that you know will stretch you, but you can do it. Because when you do that, there is so much power in seeing the good in yourself. There is so much power in recognizing what's right with you and what went right last year and what you want to continue into 2021. That is honestly more powerful for your business than you even know. That will take you farther in 2021, the ability to see and recognize and reward your progress, than any system or big giant goal or training or book, or I promise you. Having that self-achievement and self-recognition and self-rewarding is huge, and that will keep you going through 2021. Last thing, number 4, get accountable. Get accountable. When you tell someone what you're going to do, when you tell someone who you want to be, when you tell someone what your plans are, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. When I went to my first ever Scentsy convention, and many of you have heard this, but when I went to my first ever Scentsy convention in Fort Worth, Texas, I was like, first of all, like shocked. I didn't know any of like this Scentsy stuff when what's going on, and like people were like doing this for real, like quitting their jobs and like doing Scentsy, and like their names were in lights and they had like dresses on, and like it was just crazy, and like confetti was falling from the sky, and there was like, like people could earn vacations, and I was like, dang, like what am I doing here? But this is cool, and I think I kind of want it. And I went into the bathroom and I closed the door in the stall, and I called my husband, and we were like pretty newly married. We were only married for like a year and a half at that point, and which also means we had only known each other for a year and a half, because we were pretty much married at first sight. That's pretty much us. And I called him on the phone, and I was like I'm gonna retire you. And I mean, I think I was a superstar consultant, and I had 13 or 14 people on my team. And he wasn't okay, sure, or that's stupid, or no, he wasn't like that, but he was like, okay, okay, like he was supportive, but like, okay, sure, but I really make the money, you know what I mean? Like, it's good, like we're gonna be fine. You can do your thing. You can go sell some candles, you know what I mean? But I called him and I said, I'm going to retire you. And I never forgot that moment. And you guys, neither did he. And in that moment, I got accountable. I got accountable to him in that moment, telling him that. And I didn't really know that's what I was doing at the time, but I did. And that phone call and that moment of me planting that dream in his head of what our future life could look like, me planting that dream, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm totally responsible to make this dream happen, right? I got accountable. And in 2019, I retired my husband from his career in corporate America because of Scentsy. and because of all of the hard work that we've put in over the years. And I got accountable. It makes a difference. You have to tell someone the truth. You have to tell someone who you want to be and something hard that you want to accomplish. And you have to tell someone how you're going to change, how it's going to be different for you this time. And it has to be someone who's going to put your feet to the fire. It has to be someone who will tell you the truth in return and be like, look, you told me you were going to do this and you're slacking, or you told me you're going to do this and you ain't. You told me that you wanted to recruit 3 people a month and you haven't even had any conversations and it's the 21st. You need someone who's going to tell you the truth. That's what I mean by get accountable. So recap, number 1, get organized. Number 2, goal set. Measurable, attainable, make sure you have some small ones along the way to go with number 3, which is see, recognize, and reward your progress, not success, but progress. Okay. Number 4, get accountable. And that's how you're going to make 2021 different. That's how you're going to make it stick. That's how you're going to make it stick. Because guys, I don't want December 2021 to come around and you feel like you're the same person that you were right now. I want you to feel like you grew in 2021. I want you to feel like you accomplished something. I want you to feel proud of what you did this year. And the only way that you're going to do that is by making a mental shift, by staying dedicated, staying committed, deciding that this is the direction that you're going to take your business, your health, your finances, your relationship, your faith. This is the direction you're going to go in, and that you don't waver. I'm not saying that it's always easy. I'm not saying you won't have days that you want to quit. I'm not saying that you won't encounter obstacles, because you will. But your commitment to what you really want your life to look like, what you really want your business to look like, your commitment to who you really want to be should carry you through those obstacles, should carry you over those things that are hard. And also, guys, that's why we have each other, right? This business is different from anything else on the planet because we have each other. We carry each other. We do this together. We can't work each other's businesses, but we have this is like your cheering section, right? Everyone on this call is rooting for you, is cheering you on. You've got people in your corner. So let's make 2021 very different from 2020. Let's change the game completely. Let's do what we set out to do. And let's dream a little bit bigger than we were 30 minutes ago. How about that? Sound good?